Hi, I'm Rochelle Clementson, the art teacher at Center School here, and we're going to do art skills for spring 2013 for third graders. In third grade today we're going to be discussing looking to learn, and we're going to put all the things that they've learned at Center School together for drawing. We're going to do geometric shapes and organic shapes. I'll explain what that is later. Lines, the variety of lines, perspective that they learned in second grade, and in third grade we're really learning about proportions. What are geometric shapes? Shapes with names. What are organic shapes? Shapes without names. I have an example here. There's two types of shapes in the world. Shapes with names, like triangles, rectangles, squares, circles, and ovals. Then there's organic, or some people call them free-form shapes, shapes without names, like this fire that goes up and down zigzag, like puddles or ponds, like clouds. Anything in nature is usually organic. Anything that's man-made is usually geometric. We're going to take all those lines that they've learned at Center School: straight, curve, bumpy, spiral, wavy, dotted, zigzag, and curve, put them to use like they have been doing, but in different ways. Straight lines, mostly for man-made things. Curly, for paths of smoke or animals. Bumpy, for different things in nature. Spiral, for different things in nature. Wavy, for water or the scales of a fish. Dotted, for seeds or freckles or flowers or rain. Zigzag, mostly things in nature. And curvy, mostly things except close up a curve, you get a circle. So we're going to take the lines. We're going to take simple perspective. It's the illusion of depth created by overlapping, like they did in second grade, put a city building in front of another building, or changing the size to the objects as it's placed. Foreground, middle ground, background. Things get smaller in size as they go back, as they learned in second grade. And the new one for third grade was proportions. What is proportions? It's relating things to each other. A size relationship to different objects, and between these objects, how do they relate? What should be bigger, what should be smaller, whether you're talking about a person or any object. So let's get started. In third grade, I took the proportions of the face first. What is half of your head, which they learned in kindergarten? Your head is an oval, so that's where we started. The halfway mark is where your eyes should be. A fourth of your face is where your nose should be, and your ears are the same location as your nose. The children, we did this together, my students and us, in third grade. Your hair, which up until this point they've always put on top, sits and covers a fourth of your head. These are guidelines. Does everybody exactly the same? No, or we'd all look the same. But this is a guideline in proportions for the face, and this is a guideline for proportions of the body. Half is your wrist. The top of your leg is half of your body. I teach the children that legs make up half of your body, and your torso and head makes up the other half. Then we talked about a fourth is right below the knees. A fourth is right at your arm, at the top of your shoulders right there, right at the arm. And that's all I really talk about, is just proportions, half, fourth, between the head and the body. Now, how do we use this? Well, we looked at Pablo Picasso's Three Musicians, his Cubism phase, and saw that, well, it didn't really look right, but he was taking Cubism, which is straightening out a line, almost flattening a cube, and we took it into, well, we used that oval head. I wanted them to remember that, but you can see we used that line to create some kind of hair, Cubism. The nose had to be at the fourth, the eyes had to be in the middle, and we did family of colors. Your children, based on their knowledge, varied theirs from value, which is the lightness and darkness of a color. Here you can see secondary colors. How do we do it with the whole body? Well, we took cubism again, and they were very creative. You can see at the half had to be their wrist. They had to use a ruler, straight lines. Their knees had to be right below at the fourth. And the armpits, they love when we say that, had to be at the fourth line. We took this cubism body, colored it with all kinds of stripes or patterns, whatever they wanted to do. And then we laid it in a much bigger setting where things were smaller, like you can see the people. This is a basketball game going on. They can make it into whatever. We put it on a big piece of paper. Proportions in third grade. Also perspective in third grade. Different use of lines, which they're experts at in third grade. And the use of organic that they've used throughout school and in art, and geometric shapes. Third graders have put it all together, looking to learn lines, shapes, perspective, and proportions.